Hi, everybody. I just want to say hello. I'm checking all the comments from all the previous videos. So if you have any questions or anything, like I said, I want this video to be about you being heard and what you're going through. I think a lot of times on social media, the reason we go on social media is because we want to express ourselves. That's my cat crunching. Can you hear my cat crunching? Now is, for some reason, the best time for him to get food. What I was going to say is on social media, we go on social media a lot to express, which is why a lot of fights happen, is because we're all expressing and there's not a lot of listening. In this time of COVID-19, I think what we want to be is we want to be heard. And that's kind of the part of the connection that I'm missing the most. So I'm going to burp it just a second. And there it goes. It just disappeared. My Gryffindor sweater, which I'm really happy about. I like it. I can't remember where I got this. I think I got this. Oh, I got this in York when we went to York in the Shambles. What a beautiful area. Love it. If you ever get the chance to visit York in the future, it's wonderful for Harry Potter fans, but also it's just beautiful to walk around. And the Viking Center was, I'm telling you, like, I love stuff that's not pretentious. And this Viking Center is not trying to be pompous. It has like animatronics are decent, it has a smell to it. But it's all kind of like weird and wonky and it's kind of so bad. It's amazing. Like imagine if Disney's haunted house was like missing half the ghosts and like some of them were like just you could see some of the gear sticking out. Like it's so bad, it is awesome. So if you ever get a chance to go to York, go to York. Love it. It's great. Um, yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. It's really tough to check in. I thought for this episode, for a couple of these episodes, I'm always gonna have one thing to talk about, and I want to make myself vulnerable, and I want to open up myself to the social media and to YouTube. So I'll talk about something specific to my life. And so one thing specific to my life was my wedding to my wife. And what we did for the wedding was we had this really awesome idea that, first of all, there was a theme. My wife loves purple, so the theme of the wedding was purple. Second of all, when I went to Nepal, they have these things called Buddhist prayer flags, and you've probably seen them because they use them all over the place. And they're like the green, red, yellow flags, and they can range from very small squares to like larger squares. And they hang them from trees and everything. And the concept is, this is how it was explained to me. The concept is the wind blows through the prayer and then onto the people in space. So I saw them at the Monkey Temple. I saw them all over the place, but I saw them at the Temple, and they're littered all. Also, some at the birthplace of the Buddha in Lumbini, and they're littered all over the place, wrapped around trees, and with like a soft wind flowing through them. It's really beautiful and calming. So we were inspired by that concept, that structure of like these flags that have wonderful thoughts in them, and just that calming feeling of having them breeze, have the breeze flow through these small flags. So we created our own version of flags. They're not in any way supposed to be just prayer flags. They're just our nerdy culture flags. And we hung them around our wedding because we had an outdoor wedding. So that, along with the Italian lighting hanging from the sky, and these purple flags, we had two different sizes. This is the larger of the two sizes. And so on each one of the squares, we put a quote from one of our favorite nerdoms. So this one is, "I saw this looks no good," and then I designed these all myself. And it's from with the Marauders method, so that obviously is from Harry Potter. And then this one is, we just took our favorite quotes from our TV series and movies that we liked a lot. This is one of Monica's favorite quotes, and it's one of my favorite quotes from Doctor Who. And you see the time spiral in the background, and it says, "We're all stories in the end, just make it a good one," which is what Matt Smith says right before he dissipates and becomes the next Doctor, which was Capaldi, I believe. And then this one's another one from Doctor Who. It says, "Anywhere you want, anytime you want, one condition, it has to be amazing," which Monica loves to travel, so that really means a lot. At the time, the Lego movie was big, and we love the Lego movie, so everything is awesome on there. So they're all just flags with these, and then we both are big fans of Nightmare Before Christmas. We have the spiral, Simply Meant to Be, and they're a little folded right now. But and then this was in Game of Thrones, when Game of Thrones was good before that last season. Says, and this is actually from the book because I wanted to make it kind of simple. The quote in the TV show, it's a little bit more dialogue. So in the book, it's simplified. I asked him, "How can a man be brave when he's afraid? That's the only time a man can be brave," he told me, which is a really good quote. I like that. So there are a bunch of prayer flags with different nerdy quotes on them. And as you can see, they're all held together by this twine or this rope, and then we hung them all over. And there's Star Wars in here, and there's more Harry Potter. Like here's a Star Wars one, um, Punch It Chewie, which is a big thing my family used to say. So, and you see, like there's the Lightspeed signs. So then we just had these like hanging all over. And if you've ever been to Lumbini in Nepal, or you've seen them like at a temple, when they're kind of like knotted and kind of just I guess disorganized, or they find their own organization, it still has a sense of beauty. It's really interesting. This is when the force is strong with my family, and you have the multiple sons of Tatooine. So it's really beautiful because we wanted these quotes that we thought were really beautiful and really inspiring, like this one is. Um, what do we say to the Lord of Death? Not today. Um, and so when the wind blows through these prayers or these thoughts or these some of our favorite quotes from our singing nerdums, it could flow through and land on all the guests at our wedding. And I've kept them, made a ton of them, like making them. So there's this place called, I think it's called Spoonflower. I'm not sure if that's the name of it, but they make material, customized material. And it's supposed to be meant for like quilts, like if you want to put your face in a quilt or whatever. So then what I did was I just measured out how big I wanted each square, and I made just these big sheets of all the designs that I created, and I wanted them all to be the same size. And of course, I wanted it to be three-tone because I wanted them to have a uniformity to them, but because I also didn't want them to be garish. The thing is with the yellow, green, and blue of the Buddhist prayer flags, it looks wonderful. But for this wedding, because it wasn't the only thing going on at this wedding, there's a bunch of us. So we wanted a lot of the colors to be the same or uniform. Weddings are thematic like that. So it's four tones. I think black's a tone. So the dark purple, there's a black, there's a white, and then there's a very, very light purple, which you can kind of see better like in the bricks. You see how there's a like value to the bricks. Um, and so that's what we did. And one of the reasons is we didn't want it to be like the focal point of the wedding. We wanted it to sort of blend, like, you know how like textures, like this is a good example, like one brick might have stood out, but the fact that there's a ton of bricks and it kind of litters the area, it becomes more of a texture in the background. So that's what we wanted these to be. So they worked wonderfully. We had a ton of them, and we just strung them all over the backyard. It also creates like a sense of presence. We're like, this is where the wedding's taking place, where these things are happening, where these lights, these tables, and these flags, because it was outdoor wedding. So we wanted to create like a sense of like territory, almost creating our boundaries without using walls, kind of thing. So that's what we did with these flags and the Italian lighting. And it really, I mean, I think it came out beautiful. I still have them. And the thing is, this is my office, and I think I'm going to hang them from my office. One of the things is like with this recording, you might hear it, and because I know the last recording I heard it, but like with podcasts and everything, pretty echoey. So if I hang these from the walls and the ceilings, it should take away a lot of the echo. My hope is. My hope is. And then I have 8 grates that I'm going to use as well. That's what I want to share today. I hope you all are doing well. I hope everything is going fine. Remember, don't hesitate to reach out to any of your family or friends or anything if you need to talk to someone. People are enjoying so many FaceTime moments right now. Zoom is a really good way to get a group of people together. I see a lot of improv teams doing that, but I'm also seeing families do that, which is really cool. And you can change the background and stuff. And you can put filters on and everything like that. So it's really fun. I think about the one video. It was a picture of a video where there was a work meeting, and the boss accidentally put on the potato filter, but then kept on managing the meeting, and like you can tell the employees didn't try not to laugh. I love stuff like that. It's so awesome. Okay, hope you're doing well. Post any comments or give me comments. I am still building up a little bit of a library, which is why I haven't really publicly announced this on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or anything like that. I wanted to build up a little bit of a library so that when people come here, they do have a few videos. Oh, that's my wife. She's finished with breakfast. I'll be down in just a second. That almost sounded stage. But I'm gonna go have some chicken nuggets. I guess it's lunch. It's not breakfast. I'm gonna have some chicken nuggets and some potatoes. Bye, everybody.